Hey guys, what's going on? Alex from Low Budget Rigs here, coming to you with a case and power supply cable hookup. Now the first thing we're going to hook up is going to be the USB and the HD audio. The USB will plug into the little blue rectangles down there in the left hand corner, and the HD audio will actually plug into those pins that are behind my fingers, and those are not encased in a shell like the USB plug is. But you will notice on your USB plug I kind of missed the camera frame there, but if you look, it's actually missing a port, as well as on your motherboard it's going to be missing a pin, but that's normal and it'll help you line up how it plugs in. I think they do it on purpose so that you don't plug it in backwards. But you'll see me fighting here to plug it in. It's kind of a pain to do with a new case, which is what this is. It's pretty firm actually on the first push in, but still you want to be gentle. Then you get the camera to focus in, but I push my hand up way too fast. But the HD audio, you will see where it plugs in shortly after I get it plugged in here. I will actually pull the cables up and show you. There it is. Alright, and you'll see I actually missed, but that's okay. I unplugged it and plugged it back in correctly. Then we're going to move over to the power switch, the reset switch, hard drive LED, then we got power LED, positive and negative. Now these will all plug into the motherboard on the white layout down there with all the pins sticking up. They should all be labeled on the motherboard as well as in your user manual for the motherboard. You see, I skipped that because it was just a bunch of the back of my hand, just like this, and I didn't think you wanted to watch that for 20 seconds. Now that I got them all plugged in there, you'll see it looks nice. Alright, so from there we're going to grab the SATA data cables. Now on your motherboard it should be labeled SATA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how many you have. This one has 6, and your main hard drive, like your boot drive, is going to be plugged into SATA port 1, and then secondary hard drive will be in 2, or in my case it'll be the disk drive in 2. If you have 2 hard drives and a disk drive, do your boot drive, then your secondary drive, and then your disk drive. So boot 1, secondary drive 2, disk drive 3. That's how I do it. Makes it a little bit easier. Now after you get these plugged in, sometimes it can be a hassle. These ones actually have clips on them, the cables, so they're a little bit tougher to get in there. And we'll move to the hard drive here where we're going to plug in the SATA data cable, and it should just push in nice and easy, no issue. And you will notice on the SATA male plugs that are going to be on your hard drive and on your disk drives that they're in an L shape. And you're going to plug those in properly to where they go in the L shape. Now, disk drives are a little bit difficult to plug in if you have a smaller case because you're going to have your power supply up against it. I have about 2 inches of clearance on mine, but it's not too big of an issue. And then from there, we're going to move to the SATA power cables that come off of your power supply. Those as well have an L shape, just like the SATA data cables, except these are going to be a little bit longer. And you will see I unplugged the SATA data cable because the power cable actually goes below where the data cable goes, and it was a little difficult to put in there, so I had to unplug it. And I will plug it back in. You'll see after the power cable is plugged in, it's always a fight when you have the little space in between the power supply and the disk drive. Alright, as I fish for the other power supply to plug into the hard drive here, I'm going to transition over back to the hard drive. Now the power cable should plug in, same L shape just as easily. You see I run it back behind the SATA data cable, that way I can get it out of the way for when I'm going to zip tie it all up and get everything out of the way to make sure it's out of the way of all the fans and any moving parts. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Alex from Low Budget Rigs. Comment, like, and subscribe.